Hi everyone! Welcome to English 2-in-1, boost your English and your mind. Here, you can hit two birds with one stone, improve your English listening skills and immerse yourself in classic world literature. Today, you will hear the story of Jane Eyre by Charlotte Brontë, a tale of strength, resilience, and true love. This story will take you on a journey through hardships, mysterious secrets, and a powerful romance. Watch until the end, where we will explain new English words and phrases for you. Let's begin!
Jane Eyre was born into a poor family, but she lost her parents when she was very young. She grew up in the house of her cruel aunt, Mrs. Reed, who did not love her and treated her badly. In this house, Jane often found comfort only in books and her dreams. One day, Mrs. Reed sent Jane to a school for poor girls called Lowood. Life there was also hard. Jane faced strict rules and unfairness, but she found her first real friend, Helen Burns, who taught her to be patient and believe in better days.
Jane, life is hard, but we must remain strong and hopeful. Patience will bring us peace.
After finishing school, Jane became a teacher at Lowood, but she wanted a new life. She found a job as a governess at a dark but grand house called Thornfield Hall. There, she met Mr. Edward Rochester, the master of the house, who was charming but mysterious.
So, you are the new governess. What is your name?
My name is Jane Eyre, sir.
At first, Mr. Rochester seemed cold and even rude to Jane, but slowly, they began to understand and like each other. He often asked her difficult questions, testing her mind and character. Jane felt that there was more to him than just pride and strength.
Jane, do you think me handsome?
No, sir.
What flaws do you find with me?
You have many, sir, but I do not think them flaws. You have a will and a character, which I respect.
One night, Jane woke up to strange noises and saw Mr. Rochester's room on fire. She ran to help and saved his life. This event brought them closer. Slowly, Jane realized she was falling in love with him.
Jane, you saved my life. How can I repay you?
There is no need, sir. I am glad you are safe.
Unexpectedly, Mr. Rochester announced his engagement to the noble Miss Ingram, which broke Jane's heart. But soon, he revealed that it was a trick to make Jane jealous. He loved only Jane and asked her to marry him. She was happy and agreed.
Jane, will you be mine? Will you marry me?
Yes, sir. I will.
However, their happiness was short-lived. During their wedding, it was revealed that Mr. Rochester was already married. His wife, Bertha Mason, was insane and lived in the attic of Thornfield Hall under the care of a servant. Jane was deeply shocked and had to run away, leaving her love behind. Jane wandered for a long time until she found shelter in the house of a clergyman, St. John Rivers, and his sisters. They took her in, and Jane became a teacher in their village. Soon, St. John asked Jane to marry him and go with him on a mission to India. But she refused, knowing she could never love him like she loved Mr. Rochester.
Jane, come with me to India. We can do great things together.
I respect you, St. John, but my heart belongs to another.
One day, Jane heard a mystical call from Rochester, as if he was calling her. She decided to return to Thornfield Hall to find out what happened to him. When she arrived, she saw the ruins of the house. Thornfield Hall had burned down, and Mr. Rochester lost his sight and a hand trying to save his wife. Jane found him in a small house where he lived alone. She realized their love was still alive and decided to stay with him forever.
Jane, is it really you?
Yes, Edward. I have come back to you.
Despite all obstacles and trials, they finally found happiness together, showing that true love can overcome any difficulties.
And now, to practice not only your English skills, but also your critical thinking, take a moment to reflect and answer the following questions. Why do you think Jane chose to leave Mr. Rochester after discovering his secret? Do you agree with her decision? Why or why not? What qualities do you think made Jane Eyre a strong and resilient character? How did these qualities help her overcome the challenges she faced? How did the relationships Jane formed with other characters, like Helen Burns and Mr. Rochester, influence her development throughout the story? Now, the main question for you. Have you ever loved someone truly and deeply? Share your incredible love stories in the comments below. Orphan is a child whose parents are dead. Jane Eyre is an orphan who lost her parents at a young age. Hardship, it's mean a severe suffering or privation. Jane faces many hardships at Lowood School. Compassion, it's mean a sympathetic pity and concern for the sufferings or misfortunes of others. Jane shows compassion towards Helen Burns at Lowood. Governess is a woman employed to teach and train children in a private household. Jane becomes a governess at Thornfield Hall. Gloomy is a dark or poorly lit, especially so as to appear depressing or frightening. Thornfield Hall appears gloomy and mysterious. Mystery, it means something that is difficult or impossible to understand or explain. Thornfield Hall is full of mystery and hidden secrets. Flaw is a fault or weakness in a person's character. Mr. Rochester asks Jane what flaw she finds in him. Resilience is the ability to recover quickly from difficulties, toughness. Jane shows great resilience despite the harsh treatment at Lowood. Proposal is an offer of marriage. Mr. Rochester makes a marriage proposal to Jane. Engagement is an agreement to marry someone. Mr. Rochester announces his engagement to Miss Ingram. Revelation is a surprising and previously unknown fact, especially one that is made known in a dramatic way. The revelation of Mr. Rochester's secret wife shocks Jane. Attic is a space or room just below the roof of a building. Bertha Mason lives in the attic of Thornfield Hall. Adversity, it's mean difficulties, misfortune. Jane overcomes many adversities throughout her life. Integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. Jane's integrity leads her to leave Mr. Rochester after discovering his secret. Inheritance is a money, property, or a title that has been or will be inherited. Jane receives an inheritance from her uncle, which gives her financial independence. Destiny is the events that will necessarily happen to a particular person or thing in the future. Jane believes it is her destiny to be with Mr. Rochester despite all obstacles.